Hello and welcome to our Business English Communication course. We'll be continuing with advanced level of writing for business English. Keywords for today would be strategic use of language, credibility. Credibility should always be there. In Hindi, we would call it विश्वसनीयता. हम जब लिखते हैं तो उसकी विश्वसनीयता होनी चाहिए. नेक्स्ट वर्ड वुड बी और नेक्स्ट फ्रेज इज एविडेंस बिफोर एक्शन, कि किसी चीज़ का प्रमाण हो, एविडेंस. एंड द लास्ट की वर्ड that is the major topic we will be covering would be emotion laden language, things which are related, which more abstract, feelings. So bhavnatmak bhasha. We have been talking about persuasive writing all this while. So, what does it mean? Persuasive writing in business English communication refers to the strategic use of language and structure to influence. It operates on cooperation, seeking to create agreement through reasoning and emotional engagement rather than directive force. In a business English context, it's used to gain a buy-in, promote solutions, secure funding, or inspire internal change. Key parts of persuasive writing include credibility, logic, and emotion. Credibility is the uh, authority, reliability, and integrity of the writer or any organization. Any organization or a writer should have an inherent sense, at least a perceived sense of authority and reliability. That's what I refer to. Um, the term would be Vishwasaniyata in Hindi, that one has to be credible enough, one has to be reliable and believable enough. Okay. In business, readers are more likely to act on a message if they trust the source. How does one build credibility? One has to mention relevant expertise or experience. One has to reference well-known clients, partnerships, or endorsements. One has to use professional tone and formatting. And of course, you always use and cite reliable data. Let's look at this example now. As head of finance at Nova Edge Solutions, I have overseen 4 consecutive budget cycles that closed under forecast, earning us the Silver Ledger Award for Financial Transparency. After thorough evaluation, I recommend switching to ClearCast, a new forecasting tool. I have personally benchmarked it against 3 other platforms and consulted with peers at Tri Alpha Consulting and Ventashore Systems, both of whom report excellent accuracy and cost control. Additionally, our compliance team has confirmed full regulatory alignment. With our department's proven fiscal discipline and these external endorsements, I am confident ClearCast is the right move for our next growth phase. You can look at the reference here. I have taken this passage from a particular website. Now, how do we explain, or how do we understand this? What's going on here? So we use a leadership title and record of success to build internal credibility. The passage also mentions industry peers, fictional here, and awards to establish external validation. The passage also uses formal tone and references to compliance standards, and they support the writer's integrity and credibility. Let's talk about logic in business communication. Logic, of course, we often use that. Something is logical, something is illogical. Logic refers to the rational structure of one's argument, including facts, data, comparisons and cause and effect reasoning. This cause and effect, this happened, therefore, as a result, as a consequence, this happening. So, one has to refer to data and comparisons. In business, uh, you know, and professional settings, readers expect evidence before action. So, how does one use logic effectively? One has to present hard data, use charts and structure, include clear comparisons, and address counterpoints. Let's look at this example. Data from the last 2 quarters shows that team at Opticore Labs are spending an average of 5.8 hours per week switching between task management tools. SyncNest, our unified dashboard system, eliminates that friction by integrating Trello, Slack, and Gmail into one platform. In a 3 week pilot with our operations team, report compilation team dropped from 3.1 hours to just 55 minutes. Moreover, Syncness costs 250 rupee less per user per month than our current suite. If adopted company-wide, this change would save Opticore an estimated 11.2 lakh rupees annually in man-hours and software spend. The cost efficiency is undeniable. You can look at the reference here for this passage. Now, why do you think this is a logical? This is a good example of logical explanation. It opens with a clear data point, which is 5.8 hours loss per week. It also presents a measurable solution. So we have been talking about use hard facts and hard data. Okay, so presenting a measurable solution with results. It also includes financial calculations that that gel very well with our reasoning and logic. And then, of course, the conclusion affirms decision with logical certainty that is undeniable. Let's move on to talk about language and emotion. Remember, emotions target the values, desires, and concerns of the audience. While business writing is often data heavy, emotions play a crucial role in making the reader care for something, care about something. So, how does one use emotion? You tell a relatable story. Okay, tell a story about a family, one particular family, or a group of people who have benefited or lost something because of a good or bad decision. Use emotion laden language aligned with shared values. Remember, every culture, every society, they perform, they play, they are predicated on certain kinds of values, and those are the values that a group of people, a society, any organization, they share. So one has to align with those shared values and always depict a vivid before and after picture. Let's look at this example. At Bright Path Digital, we have always said people are our greatest asset, but lately that asset is burning out. Employees are working late, skipping breaks, and pushing through backlogs caused by outdated workflows. It's taking a toll not just on productivity but on morale. With the rollout of Flow Bridge, we are choosing to give our team something more valuable than a tool, relief. Imagine a week where 5 p.m. means going home on time, a system that works with them, not against them. This isn't just about efficiency, it's about showing our team we value their time, their energy, their well being. You must have noticed the amount of emotions that are at play here. Remember, the passage begins, notice how the passage begins with a value based statement. People are our greatest asset. It highlights emotional stakes, burnout, stress, and lack of support, and also offers a solution like such as Flow Bridge, which is framed as personal empowerment, and also uses an example. 5 p.m. means going home. Do not make people stay back. So, most people would relate to that. Most employees would relate to something like that. We move on to talk about formats and contexts. So, formats and contexts include investor pitches and proposals, internal memos, sales and product brochures, marketing emails, social media copy such as LinkedIn and Instagram, and also Twitter, or as we know it today, X, executive summaries, onboarding materials and training modules, chatbots and scripts. Um, so, what are investor pitches? Pitches. Investor pitches present a company's vision, market opportunity, and financial plan to potential funders. They should balance emotion, such as giving a compelling vision or story with logic, such as projections, key projections, and credibility, such as team experience. One has to emphasize concrete metrics, for example, user growth, revenue generated, or market size, and key performance indicators to demonstrate the leverage, the traction a company may have, and highlight the team's expertise to build trust. A writing involving a pitch should also craft a strong narrative hook. Hook is a very important word. Like, what is the emotional hook here? What is the business hook here? For example, you give a problem and solution and benefits, and it should end with a clear ask or next step. Let's look at an example here. EcoCharge is tackling the global e-waste crisis by processing over 2,000 tons of discarded electronics annually. Our proprietary technology extracts rare metals at 30% lower cost while maintaining industry leading purity rates. In the past year, we grew revenue by 150% to $2 million and expanded into 2 new markets. Our team includes seasoned recycling engineers and a founder with 2 successful exits in clean tech. We envision a world with zero e-waste and are raising $1 million to scale operations and double our capacity within 18 months. Join us to create a sustainable planet while capturing a share of the 60 billion e-waste market. Internal memos, they are meant to be circulated within a company, not to be presented outside to external bodies, to outside bodies. So it's not for let's say a public display. This could be announcement about team reorganizations, new policies or tools. These are supposed to be clear and supportive. Always use a conversational tone that reassures employees and blend facts with empathy. So, this is for those who write memos. Internal memos should also state the change very briefly, precisely, concisely, and explain why that's happening. Also, it should display or present the change or policy and what is the rationale or logic behind it. Always use, remember, plain language, never be rude or harsh or sound terribly authoritarian. Um, Internal memos should anticipate concerns like, for example, one may go through an internal memo and ask, what does it mean for me? Why am I receiving this? So, all the questions should be answered. The anticipated questions should be answered in the memo. Therefore, it should be reassuring. An internal memo should be should maintain a positive, inclusive tone, emphasizing opportunities, and generally, a good memo should use inclusive language such as we and us to foster unity and be honest about any challenges while outlining resources. Let's look at this example. Welcoming our new collaboration platform. Hi team, we are excited to announce that beginning August 10, we'll transition to Slack as our primary communication tool. This shift will make project discussion smoother, cut down on email overload, and help us stay connected from anywhere. We understand that changes like this can come with questions or a learning curve. So we have created video guides and scheduled hands-on sessions. All you will find a detailed FAQ in your inbox. Please reach out to Alex in IT for support. We appreciate your flexibility. This upgrade unlocks better teamwork and we'll support you every step of the way. We have given you the link below. So please look at it. It seems like a little there is a bit missing, and if it's not missing, we'll carry on. Otherwise, you just look at the link or reference below. So let's have an analysis of this kind of an internal memo. Now you must have noticed how let's say it is inclusive. It responds to it anticipates questions, and if you have any, yeah, because it has given FAQs and also given some kind of assurance or reassurance. Please reach out to Alex in IT in case you have more questions. Okay, and it ends very warmly with the sentence, we appreciate your flexibility. Okay, so that is a word of appreciation to boost the morale of the team. So a good example of an internal memo. In business English, we also write sales and product brochures. Sales and product brochures, they could be in print or PDF format. They should sell benefits and not just features. Uh, they are uh, generally we expect brochures and sales products, or rather sales brochures, to depend on customer or to employ customer centric language. Address the customer, you will, okay, you may, things like that. So we are addressing a customer. So therefore, customers should be directly included and addressed. They should be made to feel a part of the communication and conversation. Always use social proof and data to build credibility, for example, by including brief testimonials or client logos and highlight key numbers. For example, one can cite over 500 companies increase efficiency by but give a big number or pull a short client quote, and all these things will are helpful in reaching out to the customer because you are presenting certain kind of concrete data. In a brochure, always ensure that the design is clean and organized with bullet points, emphasizing the main benefits, and always highlight a clear call to action and focus on what the customer or the user will gain. Save money, for example, save time, okay, future benefits, etc. So always include what the customer is going to gain or profit from it. Let me show you this example. Look at the example here. Marketing smarts for big ideas. And there are lots of graphs which are given with beautiful imagery. Learn from that is listen, use your fans to make friends, etc. Okay, so it is a good example of a customer brochure. We talk about marketing emails such as promotions, launches. So, marketing emails should grab attention immediately with a strong subject line and drive action with a clear call to action, which is often abbreviated as CTA, clear call to action. In marketing emails, frame the offer, for example, discount, launch, exclusive deals, and why a customer should be buying from you. The subject line should be direct and should hit the nail on its head. Okay, for example, last date for sale. We often receive such marketing emails, or for the inner diva in you, for very often fashion magazines or fashion products. That's how they promote, and they sort of call out to, call to action from potential customers. So, sale, discounts, and also appealing to somebody's vanity. Okay, so these are the things. These are some good ways to include in your subject line. In the email body, explain and expand and elaborate the offer, highlight what's there, what's the benefit. Always, it's a customer you're referring to or you want to include, so there should always be some kind of um, the stakes that are offered. What's at stake there? And then also, it is a good idea that this discount will last only, let's say, till 31st December. So one has to place an order before that. One has to buy the product before that. And of course, this also should be personalized, and always keep the paragraphs short, and if possible, use images. Let's look at this example now. Subject: flash sale, get 40% off until midnight. Don't miss out. Our biggest sale of the year ends tonight. Enjoy 40% off all plans and unlock uh, premium features that help your business thrive. Stock is limited and the offer expires at 11:59 p.m. Click below to save before it's gone. Want to see how our solution boosts productivity? Upgrade now and start your free trial instantly. Questions? Our support team's here 24/7. Shop now, unlock 40% savings. Okay, so and here is a link given for this, the citation. So, what is happening here in this particular example? The subject is very clear. It's a striking, it's eye-catching. Get 40% off until midnight. Gives the time 11:59 p.m. and then 40% discount is repeatedly presented to us. Yeah, and of course, it appeals to the emotion. Our support team is here 24/7, and you can start your free trial instantly. So these are the things that appeal to customers who might be interested in this kind of product. Let's talk about writing social media copy for LinkedIn, Insta, and X. Social posts must be extremely concise and punch. They should have a punch line there. Only then you will be able to catch the attention of your reader. Remember, you have to operate on a hook, present a hook to a reader. Use emotional words or a surprising fact to captivate attention, but do not paddle exaggerated facts. Generally, nowadays, as we see, emojis and hashtags are used, but only if they fit the brand tone. And always end with a prompt or teaser to encourage engagement. For example, tell us what you think or learn more at the link given below. Remember, there should be a strong hook to captivate the reader. Let's look at this example, and there is an emoji here. We hit 100,000 users. Thank you for being part of our amazing journey. From our first download to now, your support means everything. Our mission is to make work simpler, and we are just getting started. Want to see why everyone is switching? Try, and the app name should be given free today, and share your favorite feature below. Hashtag milestone grateful. So whatever we have been talking about, use of emojis, there's a hook, there's a kind of celebration, and then also they are trying to be user friendly, customer friendly. The emoji of down and hashtag. So whatever appeals to the intended customer is written in that style. We talk about executive summaries now. An executive summary is a concise, high level overview of a larger report or proposal. For example, a business plan or a project plan. It should read like a pitch again, and it should be professional, should contain data, should be fact driven, it should be clear, use logical structure, and also use in plain language. Present the problem, outline the solution, and highlight the key benefits and outcomes. Those of you who are already doing business courses somewhere, then you may be able to find real life authentic examples of executive summaries. Look at them and see if what we are discussing here, it fits the bill. Executive summaries should focus on logic and credibility. They should include factual data and financial data, market context, and also mention credentials or experience that validate our plan. The discussion or presentation of market size, financial and key data and key results, they should all be included, particularly in the opening page. And you always use facts to prove your claim. The tone should be um, compelling and accessible. So you should not use terms such as wishy-washy kind of thing, which may or may not be true. It should have an element of authoritativeness. Okay, that yes, what we are saying or what we are presenting is true and factual and correct. Let's look at this example. R&D is called Q2 Explorations into New Watch Series. Problem statement. In recent customer feedback sessions, 52% of customers have expressed a need for a simpler and cheaper version of our product. In surveys of customers who have chosen competitor watches, price is mentioned 87% of the time. To best serve our existing customers and to branch into new markets, we need to develop a series of watches that we can sell at an appropriate price point for this market. Proposed solution: our new watch series will begin at 20% cheaper than our current cheapest option, with the potential for 40% plus cheaper options depending on material and movement. In order to offer these prices, we will do the following. Offer watches in new materials, including potentially silicone or wood. Use high quality quartz movement instead of in-house automatic movement. Introduce customizable band options with a focus on choice and flexibility over traditional luxury. Note that every watch will still be rigorously quality controlled in order to maintain the same world-class speed and precision of our current offerings. Next slide, value. With new offerings that are between 20% and 40% cheaper than our current cheapest option, we expect to be able to break into the casual watch market while still supporting our luxury brand. That will help us hit FY22, that is financial years 2022's objective 3, expanding the brand. These new offerings have the potential to bring in upwards of $3 million in profits annually, which will help us hit FY22's objectives. One, that is $7 million in annual profit. Early customer feedback sessions indicate that cheaper options will not impact the value or prestige of the luxury brand, though this is a risk that should be factored in during design. In order to mitigate that risk, the product marketing team will begin working on the go to market strategy 6 months before the launch. Final thoughts and next steps. Cheaper and varied offerings not only allow us to break into a new market, it will also expand our brand in a positive way. With the attention from these new offerings, plus the anticipated demand for cheaper watches, we expect to increase market share by 2% annually. For more information, read our go to market strategy and customer feedback documentation. We next talk about onboarding materials and training modules. Onboarding and training content should feel friendly and welcoming. So how do we write in? We write in an encouraging tone that displays the company culture and values. It should also help new employees feel at home. It should provide clear, practical information, how to's and processes, and how to do something, and frame it within the broader mission and support structure. Always use we to include readers and to address them directly and reassure them that help is available. An example could be like pre-boarding welcomes and emails where, we are so happy you're here, and clearly outline next steps. Emphasize company's values in context. For example, our core value dash dash dash. What is your core value? Perhaps it is our core value is inclusivity. Our core value could be innovation. Our so that is, what you stand for, what your company stands for. And always highlight mentors or teams that the reader, the customer here can reach out to. Let's take an example here. So, yeah, sorry, not the customer, but the member. So, yeah, let's look an example here. Welcome, Rachel, to the Orion Solutions family. We are thrilled you have joined our mission to use technology for good. At Orion, collaboration and integrity matter. Our open door and open Slack policy means you're never alone. To get you started, your first week includes a lunch and learn with your mentor and a tour of our innovation lab. Refer to the attached onboarding checklist for key meetings and logins. Need help? Reach out to your buddy or HR anytime. Remember, your contributions matter from day one. We are here to help you shine. So it is emotional, it is encouraging, and it's welcoming. So, a good example of onboarding. We move on to talk about chatbots and scripted support dialogues. As you all know, chatbot and scripted support dialogues. Uh, um, First thing, you should, as we have been talking about um, all this while, it should be in plain language. It should be brief and clear and helpful. And when a user asks a question in a chat box or raises an objection, respond with a concise, factual answer, often citing data or policies to reassure them and then guide them forward. For example, if a customer asks why a product costs more, the bot might say, we use premium materials to ensure durability. Okay, so um, and now you see 90% of customers report that they are very satisfied with the results. So these are the kinds of things that a chatbot should be ready to respond with. Yes. So, why I use it? The key here is to answer objections logically and also respectfully and helpfully. For example, always it can say, "Can I sign you up for a free trial? And please check out our FAQs." Always avoid long explanations, long paragraphs, jargon laden language. Uh, it has been noticed that people don't have the patience to go through lengthy, long paragraphs. To keep The key is to keep it polite and concise and brief. Let's have a look at this chatbot. User, what makes your service unique? Bot, we guarantee processing in under 24 hours and 98% satisfaction. Over 2000 clients trust our solution for speed and reliability. Would you like to book a free demo or see customer reviews? User, I lost my password. Bot, no problem. Click here to reset your password or type help for live support. Now, here is an exercise for you. Draft an opening paragraph for each scenario using all three persuasive elements: credibility, logic, and emotion. Identify each element in your paragraph. Write the opening of an internal memo announcing a company wide switch to a new project management system. And here is an answer. After extensive feedback from project leads and 6 months of testing, we are excited to introduce FlowSync as our new project management tool. Since piloting FlowSync, teams have delivered projects 25% faster and reduced missed deadlines by 40%. As someone who has overseen multiple cross-functional launches, I know how stressful miscommunication can be, and I am thrilled that FlowSync makes collaboration truly seamless for everyone. So here what do we see? Credibility after extensive feedback, 6 months of testing. As someone who is overseen multiple cross-functional launches. There is logic also here. Teams have delivered project 25% faster and reduced missed deadlines by 40%. And there is emotion. I know how stressful miscommunication can be, and I am thrilled that FlowSync makes collaboration truly seamless for everyone. Now look at this. Draft the introductory paragraph for a brochure advertising a time-saving business app. Designed by top workflow experts and trusted by Fortune 500 companies, Taskmaster Pro helps busy professionals reclaim their day. User cut administrative work by an average of 2 hours daily, with 95% reporting less stress within a week of use. Finally, you can focus on what you love while Taskmaster Pro takes care of the rest. So here we find example of credibility designed by top workflow experts and trusted by Fortune 500 companies. There is logic, user cut administrative work by an average of 2 hours daily with 95% reporting, less stress, and there is emotion. Finally, you can focus on what you love while Taskmaster Pro takes care of the rest. Another example for you, exercise. Compose the opening lines for a launch announcement, email for a fitness startup app. So, developed alongside Olympic trainers. I'm giving you an example here. Fit Fuel has already helped 15,000 users reach their goals faster. Clinical trials show an you know 3x increase in workout efficiency in just 3 times, increase in workout efficiency in just 30 days. Imagine the pride of hitting your next milestone and knowing you are supported by the best in the business. Here we see credibility developed alongside our Olympic trainers. There is logic, 15,000 users and 3 times increase in workout. That means he is giving you data. The ad is giving you, or the app is giving you data and hard facts. And then, of course, emotion, appealing to the emotion. Imagine the pride of hitting your next milestone and knowing you're supported by the best. So, all elements of uh, the required language, the kind of language that is to be used are, or that should be used in an exercise like this, in an example like this, they are all present. The key word for our broader area of written communication for today's lecture include strong online presence and online portfolios and personal websites. So, why do you think professional online presence matters? Many of us are not online. Okay, very few in today's times, where there are very few people who can say with confidence that they are not present online. Practically everyone is present, either on, let's say, X or Facebook and other social media. So, online presence matters. It is the new world orders, a way of giving people a sense of belonging and identity. In business communication, that's what we are talking about. So, in today's digital first business environment, having a strong online presence is not optional, it is essential. Whether we are applying for a job or networking with industry professionals or building a personal brand, employers and collaborators often begin by Googling one's name. So wherever you apply, they are, the first thing people do is to Google you. As per LinkedIn, 80% of recruiters use social media to evaluate candidates, and an optimized online profile can open doors to opportunities beyond traditional resumes. The importance of a digital presence has, of course, been amplified by um, what we have seen during COVID-19 pandemic, as physical networking events, office visits, and in-person interviews became inaccessible. Digital profiles became the primary means of professional interaction. We are talking about the COVID period, and during that time, even hiring and collaboration and business growth and interviews, everything shifted almost entirely online. Remember, professionals, even students of, let's say, business communicate or business schools, who have strong LinkedIn profiles, updated portfolios, and visible online bio datas, they have a clear advantage. An effective digital presence signals that you are serious, proactive, and engaged in your field. It provides a platform to showcase not only your qualifications but also your work, personality, and values. It is especially important in industries like marketing, consulting, entrepreneurship, and technology and designing. Coming to online portfolios and personal websites, an online portfolio showcases your work samples, projects, or case studies. It goes beyond a mere CV. It showcases your work samples. For example, summary of a major project you have done or minor project you have done. Um, Sometimes people upload videos, a snippet from a video sample of your work. So an online portfolio is not just a resume or a CV. It provides concrete evidence of um, a person's skills. Um, let's say for people such as who work in the area of designing and who are artists, this might be gallery of images for artists. particularly, you must have seen they are now selling online, selling paintings online. So you may live in a far-flung place and you don't have the resources, let's say, to travel, or you don't have the time to travel to a major city for and attend a major exhibition. But the artist's works are displayed online and you can place an order. For marketers, also for summary of campaigns, for developers, links to code or apps, for writers, published articles. So that's how people make their um, work accessible to other people. In any field, a portfolio shows, and it does not tell it. You have to show your work. It should also supplement and not replace a traditional resume. Remember, a good CV, a strong CV, conventionally written, it will never, uh, in near future, in immediate future, it will not go out of fashion. But an online portfolios complements and supplements. It adds value to your traditional CV. So always work towards developing an online portfolio and a personal website. Now, how to build a portfolio or personal website? Firstly, know your audience as usual. See, one key element to remember for someone to become a good writer is remember your audience, who your audience is. So decide what roles or clients you're targeting. Include only projects that are directly relevant. For example, if applying for an architecture job, include sketches or renderings. If pitching to a marketing client, feature similar campaign work. Choose a platform or template so you don't need to code from scratch. Use a website builder or portfolio template, and there are several templates that you can use, from WordPress or Adobe or even Squarespace, and there must be more. So that suit your style. So always pick the template that suits your style. Also, it should give us a window to your personality. What kind of a person are you? Okay, if you are a fun person, then it should have your website should be a fun page. A web page should be a fun page. Okay, if you are more senior, um, uh, if you identify yourself as a very senior, serious person, then it has to be more. It has to be simpler and, of course, accessible. But then you cannot have jokes on a web page if you are trying to project a serious image. But it all depends. It varies from who your target audience is, after all. Always pick up a layout that matches your field. Um, for example, if you're an artist, as we have been talking about, it should be image heavy. If you're a writer, it should be text heavy. And always curate your content. Don't put everything that is out there. Don't put everything out there that you have in the world out there, but curate. It should be quality over quantity. Always add 5 to 10 of your strongest signature pieces. If you include 50 or 500 works, then it will get lost in the cyberspace. Always provide a brief description for each, explain the project, the context, and what is your contribution and the result. Use active and clear language. Be strategic. Include only items that sell your abilities for the roles you want. Remember, it's about you. Okay, so in other words, you're projecting yourself, you're introducing yourself to the world outside. So always include about me section that summarizes who you are. I have seen extremely well written about me section that talks about a person's family. So if that works for you, it's fine. If you don't, if you are a very private person who values their privacy, then perhaps talking a lot about family may not be the best idea. But there are some people who talk about their hobbies. I like to travel. I write poetry, although the person could be a tech expert. Okay, I make movies. Okay, although that person could be um, a painter. Okay, so what are your hobbies and interests and what your family is all about? Perhaps if that's the kind of audience you want to appeal to, then it's a good idea to include something about it. Remember, personal narratives help visitors connect with you emotionally. So it is all up to you. You can also put up a short professional biography or a list of your major achievements in the About Me section. Provide navigation and contact info. So organize projects into logical categories or menu sections so that viewers can find relevant work easily. Always include a clear way to contact you. For example, email link if you are accessible via email or LinkedIn profile or your Twitter account. Design. Simply use a clean, uncluttered layout so the work itself stands out. Avoid heavy graphics or too much text on project pages. A consistent color scheme and typography also reinforces your personal brand. Remember, if you're taking the pains and making the effort to write your personal website, then you are the brand. Optimize and share. So if using a custom domain or personal site, um, ensure basic um, ideas such as using keywords, descriptive URL so that recruiters can find you, and always link to your portfolio from LinkedIn, email signature, and resume. Keep on updating it, upgrading it. A typical portfolio, remember, often opens with a clean welcome section, such as "Hello, I am so and so," and minimal text. And then it can go on to various sections on the web page. We also have examples of creative portfolios. So, creative professionals often use gallery layouts, they showcase thumbnails of their best work. Remember, it's also important to feature only top projects, not everything that you have written or painted or taken pictures of. Each image should make a strong impact. There are web developers and consultant portfolios also, for example, technical or service oriented portfolios, and they may list skills or offerings. For example, their achievements in the area of web designing, graphic designing, with brief description of their work. So, organizing work by category, it helps in navigating or navigation by the users much um, easier. There are writers who make their own portfolios. Writers and content writers, they often include a personal photograph, a quotation, a motivational quote, a short bio, section for services and writing samples. Always use images because images are eye-catching. So writers don't just use a sample of their writing; they also go, display the cover image of their book, for example. Um, in the About Me section, if there is you can always include your favorites, your preferences, the kind of restaurants you have been visiting, the kinds of places you have been traveling to, your interests, your hobbies, the kind of um, socially useful work that you do, okay, or socially responsible work that you are engaged in. So those are the kinds of things that tell you, that always give a sense of, a personal touch. Let's talk about core types of online profiles and platforms. So you have LinkedIn. LinkedIn is functions as a digital resume. and professional networking platform. It allows users to present their educational background, career experience, key achievements, and industry related interests. LinkedIn is used by recruiters and employers to evaluate candidates, making it essential for maintaining a credible and searchable online presence. LinkedIn is useful in business and professional industries, especially in corporate areas, finance, marketing, management, etc. For a profile like this, it is a good idea to use your profile picture, a high resolution headshot. Many people don't use, but some people do. In fact, many people do use, but there are many people who don't. So it works either way. Always give a headline that is a character summary that highlights your professional, a limited character summary that highlights your professional roles and skills and ambitions and aspirations, what you want to do in the future, what you're doing at the moment. Uh, about section. So, a first person narrative in 3 to 4 short paragraphs describing your background, your competence, your interests, ambitions, and achievements. Also, experience in a chronological order, job history with bullet points, increase organic reach by 48%, etc. Skills and endorsements. So list at least 10 job relevant skills. So anyway, people when they Google you, they should be able to understand what you are good at. Many people also use the include the names of the uh, referees, the references, recommended. So this is a good thing to include in your LinkedIn profile. We have platforms such as WordPress or Squarespaces. So, what do? They allow people to build fully customizable personal website. These websites serve as professional hubs, showcasing one's personal brand, portfolio of work, services, client success stories, and industry values. Unlike social media profiles, personal websites, remember, they give complete design and content control, enabling users to craft a highly polished and visually appealing digital identity. These websites are particularly effective for building authority and legitimacy in service based industries or freelance environment. Key elements may include home page message. So it's a clear, engaging headline that summarizes one's identity and value proposition, which means, for example, helping brands grow through insight driven design and storytelling. The About page, which includes a well written personal and professional story, highlighting your mission, industry experience, and values. Portfolio case studies, that it includes a gallery or section showcasing work samples with visual or narrative descriptions, outcomes, and tools used. Testimonials, which includes direct quotes from clients, collaborators, or mentors that support your strengths and professionalism. Blogs or insight section, that means regular, which includes regular posts offering advice, trends, or in reflections to establish through leadership and subject matter expertise. And contact page, which includes a professional email, optional phone number, contact form, and social media buttons. Let's look at this example. Take a moment. Pixel Productions China. It's an example and how they have presented their achievements. Another example is a portfolio. You can see a number of videos here. We also have GitHub, which is a widely used platform for hosting and sharing software development projects. Um, those who are technically proficient may be using it, some of us may not, but then anyway, in a fast changing world, and technology driven world, it is always advisable to have some idea about uh, these new features and trends. GitHub also, remember, serves as an online portfolio for developers and tech-savvy professionals. It offers version control, collaborative tools, and repositories that demonstrate coding proficiency. Employers in the technology and data sectors often evaluate candidates by reviewing their GitHub contributions to assess code quality, logic, and documentation standards. One needs to have people who for whom it may be of use. A curated GitHub profiles indicates that one is active in building real world applications and contributing to open source or collaborative projects. It is useful for, especially useful for software engineers, people in finance, business analysts with coding skills, machine learning engineers, product managers in tech companies. So naturally, it is not for everyone, but it is for a number of people who are involved or engaged in um, business, finance, and also technology. Always remember to have the About Me section. For example, for most of us, About Me is a simple and elegant digital platform, okay, that that acts like a business card in web page form. So this is written as about.me. About.me is a simple, elegant, as I just said, a digital platform that acts like a business card in a web page form. It provides a clean, minimal interface where users can present a short biography and they display a professional picture, photograph, and background, and list links to other platforms, again, LinkedIn, personal websites, or email. About.me is particularly effective for those who may not yet need a full website but want an accessible and professional landing page to share with employers or clients. For students, freelancers, early career professionals, solo consultants, and job seekers wanting a concise online identity without complex setup, it is of immense value. The key elements include here a professional photograph. So we use a very friendly user, natural looking, polished kind of a photograph that fits your industry. Use a relevant background image. Use one sentence bio. Use a short bio paragraph. Call to action button, like hire me, see my work, let's contact, and social links such as direct links, buttons to LinkedIn portfolio or GitHub or relevant social media account. We also have um, Medium and Substack. So Medium and Substacks are platforms for publishing long form content and newsletters. They help build credibility through consistent writing, showcasing expertise in particular domains such as business strategy, marketing, leadership, or technology. And over a period of time, writing on Medium and Substack, Medium or Substack can attract a reader base. You gain reputation, build up your credibility that we have been talking about, and generate professional opportunities. So, who is it useful for? For marketers, for strategists, for product managers, for consultants, for educators, etc. So, a wide variety of people are on Substack nowadays. It does require a good level, advanced level of writing. So, see if you are interested in it, and it's a very good way of professional development. Key elements here include author's bio, You write a very brief bio or introduction to yourself, stating your area of expertise, what you do, the industry you're involved in, what readers can expect. Then you use a good profile picture. Again, it depends on your audience connect. What kind of people do you want to look at your profile? And the picture should commensurate with that. Maintain focus on a defined content theme, and then also publishing schedule, set and communicate. For example, release your material every on a fixed day of the week, or let's say twice a month or on a monthly basis, to build reader trust and engagement. Readers should look forward to, let's say it's Tuesday and that's some new material from you is going to be released. So they should look forward to a Tuesday if they are your followers. Use clear titles and headings and short paragraphs and lists to improve readability and user engagement. Cross-reference past articles to build topic authority and keep readers on your page. And again, as we have been talking about CTA, call to action, what you want to do with all this information, subscribe or let's connect or let's talk and those kinds of, so what further action, what follow-up action are you looking forward to? So, thanks a lot for joining. We'll continue with further discussion on writing. Goodbye.